Boogeyman 2 was the sequel to Boogeyman. It was the movie that followed after the first Boogeyman movie, making it a continuation.
Oh yeah, cue Phelous being in this review, of course.
Boogeyman 2? More like Boogeyman Poo! Boogeyman 2 seems like it tried to approach things in a better way than the first Boogeyman, but did they succeed? What do you think? I think yes, but then again, I'm an idiot.
Oh, she was screaming in happiness. Good fake out.
Can we play together, Henry, please? Sure, after I use the bathroom.
That's great! Thanks for sharing!
Well, to really change things up for the sequel, we have a scene of a little kid seeing their father killed by the Boogeyman. Okay, that's the same, but since it's Boogeyman 2, there's 2 kids.
I saw the Boogeyman.
That's your first thought, really? Not, our father is dead, it's, hey, this really validates my opinion that the Boogeyman is real. Well, I do not accept your opinion!
And 2 continue the 2 theme, their mom dies too!
Boogey-Matuan? Yeah, I know that's really nitpicky, but why would you put the 2 there?
Continuing this massive change to the formula, we jump ahead only 10 years instead of 15.
Are you still afraid of the Boogeyman? No, of course not.
Well, we already have Renee O'Connor, and guess what? Unlike Lucy Lawless, she actually does stuff in this movie.
Henry said that the intruder wasn't caught. Yeah. In the 3 months that Henry's been here, we've been able to help him. If you're open to this program.
It's okay, I'm 18 now, I'm fine.
Yeah, I'll never want to come to this hospital. Unless, of course, you know, I have some kind of Boogeyman-related freak-out within the next few scenes, but what are the odds of that happening?
Oh, Henry pops out completely cured and finally able to have ice cream again.
I can't even tell you how much I miss this. You know, us, hanging out.
Hanging out with my family, having ourselves a party, a cool summer breeze.
Oh, they were asking for it.
I have a job interview tomorrow.
Where? When did you do
It's
that?
a printing company in San Francisco.
San Francisco is just so far away. Now, it would have been nice if you included me in your decision.
I'm including you now.
No, now you're telling me.
But her brother moving on with his life and getting a job and stuff is not what Laura wanted. Next scene, she's apologizing for being a bitch, but Henry won't turn around. Why? Because he's getting killed by the Boogeyman, and oh, surprise, it's just a dream, and that freaks Laura out enough to check herself into the hospital. Oh man, I never thought she'd end up here. Good thing she didn't do this at the same time as her brother. That would have made too much sense.
I have my cell phone.
That won't do you any good out here. You're just gonna have to settle for what us old-timers call a landline.
Oh man, I wonder if that means the landline will get cut and they'll have no communication. Oh no, no, no. They'd never do something like that.
Lockdown every night? I'm really starting to reconsider.
Laura, the lockdown is just an insurance precaution.
Lockdown? Oh, can't see that one backfiring either.
The people here, they're just like you and me. Not as crazy as you think.
Stay away from me, you crazy bitch! I'm just trying to urinate!
On second thought, no.
This is Laura Porter. She's Henry's sister. She's going to join
Whatever. I didn't realize bulimia was a fear.
It's not. She suffers from...
Being a bitch.
So this is Henry's old room. He painted this while he was here.
He liked it so much, he left it here.
Oh, she's fine with closets as long as the light doesn't go out. Ah! Oh man, that was scary. That reminded me of the time my father got stabbed. I'm not sure what the connection a dark closet has to that, but let's pretend there is one, okay?
Sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. Your door was open, so I just wanted to come in and say hi. I'm Mark.
Oh, and you know what? He's from Seventh Heaven!
The big Seventh Heaven actor moment. I'd also like to take this opportunity to correct a big mistake in the Boogeyman review and point out that Tim was also in Seventh Heaven. Double big Seventh Heaven actor moments. Happenings. Stuff. Oh yeah, and the girl is from Bones, which is only on Sci-Fi. Seventh Heaven Mark is scared of the dark, while his buddy Paul is a germaphobe. What a wacky duo. I can't wait to learn more about their characters than those quirks. We won't be doing that.
Hillridge Clinic.
You might be in the room that you die in. Up until now, you've simply sat in the shadows, watching others live out their lives. You are perfectly healthy, sane, middle-class male, and I'll leave you in this room to rot.
Yep, it's director Jigsaw, and they even have him recording messages on a mini-tape, but seriously, I want you to listen to what he really says here.
Santa Barbara County, January 22nd, Dr. Jessica Ryan, severe phobia, group therapy session. Dr. Mitchell Allen, hospital administrator supervising.
And that was the whole scene. He might as well have just come in and said, "Hi, I'm character name here, and I do occupation here."
I cut. Cut, you mean?
Did you cut yourself because you truly wanted to die, or did you just want some attention? Tonight, you'll show me.
What about you? What's your deal? Same thing as my brother.
Laura's fear is less ethereal. She fears a specific entity. The clinical term is boogiephobia.
Boogiephobia?
Boogiephobia. Though I guess it is actually real. And I don't know why she's laughing at this, actually, because Henry had the same thing, so she would have heard this already.
Scared of Santa Claus, too?
Well, I'm kind of scared of Santa Claus when he's played by Bill Goldberg. Or Tim Allen. So after that, Laura is quitting, but Gabrielle says don't do it, and she never thought of it like that, so she doesn't. She also offers some fun stories about her mother.
My mother spent her entire life in an institution battling schizophrenia. It was different then. It was electroshock therapy. It turned her into a vegetable. She would just stare at the wall and she'd mumble. I was so scared I was going to become her one day.
Oh, don't worry, Gabrielle. That'll never happen. Settle!
That night, Mr. Seventh Heaven himself, Mark, goes down to the basement to show what a multitasker he is. Weed, chips, and porn at the same time. Uh-oh, I better put this out, which will immediately kill the smell. Oh no, not the lights going out. That's his greatest fear. Though getting chopped in half by elevators might have to go a little bit higher on the list after this.
Now you're ready to leave the past behind and throw me away with it.
No, Laura.
I've gotta go.
If she wanted to talk to him because she is upset over this death, yeah, that makes sense. But stop getting bitchy at him for trying to get a job.
I think somebody else turned the lights off.
Like who, Laura?
Maybe it was the boogeyman.
Maybe it was.
This is counterproductive.
So after that, Laura is quitting again, but Jigsaw says don't do it, and she never thought of it like that, so she doesn't. Laura sees us sadly on the floor and does the only sensible thing, quietly sneaks up on it and suddenly throws back the curtain, but it's just Cutter Girl cutting herself, so that's cool I suppose, as Laura doesn't even feel that's worth mentioning to anyone. But then she has to help Bulimic Girl hide her throw-up bucket from the cameras. Oh, the wackiness never stops around there.
And by that I mean nothing interesting ever starts around there.
Oh, except Germaphobe is scrubbing his room. Oh, man, it's almost like these characters are just their fear and there's barely anything else to them. Well, things really begin to pick up when Nikki pulls her robe down to show off her body double's boobs, then puke. Okay, never mind. Things really begin to pick up when Paul goes to eat some chips, but oh, that's not a chip.
Oh man, putting a bug in your mouth is like one of the worst things that could happen to someone like Paul. What are the odds?
Unfortunately for Paul, he's only stored empty water bottles in his fridge, which he can't even tell are empty until he tries drinking the air. The boogeyman suggests he try drinking cleaner, and Paul says, why not? Ah, that's why not. And guess what? The phones are now out.
Go down to the hospital. I want you to find somebody.
No, it's not happening. We can't buzz open the doors with no phones.
Yep, what a good system that is.
Dr. Allen has an overriding key.
There has to be an emergency exit.
Only he has one, huh? No staff actually working during the night has the key. Oh no, that'd make too much sense. But if you're just saying it's stuck in his office, well, break in and get it. It's kind of important.
Why don't you go down to the basement and check the computer system?
How about going down to check by yourself?
So after Gabrielle sends her off to be the next victim, Laura tries to convince everyone it's the boogeyman doing this, because if they believe that, it would help things somehow.
But now some of us, the audience, are just kind of wondering where anyone else is in this whole hospital.
There are apparently no other staff members or even patients.
Gloria? Gloria?
Gloria, can't you do anything right? And then it's finally time for Gabrielle to get the shocker. Back upstairs, monotony continues as the two most unlikable assholes in the movie decide that people dying really puts them in the mood, but I guess it gets them use out of her boob double. And them screwing is intercut with Cutter Girl waking up bound and having maggots crawling in her skin. These wounds, they will not heal. Best use of intercutting ever, and I see the point. Oh, and Boogeyman this time is Skeletor's loser cousin.
The irony is that if you want to die, you just have to stay where you are. But if you want to live, you'll have to cut yourself again.
Laura runs around yelling for help, but of course the only other two left in the whole hospital are the screwing jackasses.
There was blood everywhere.
Oh, that boogeyman. He really tidies up after his murders. Sometimes.
Keys.
Jeez, and I only sent him to jail in my ending. Well, let's fix that.
It's over.
One night Jensen killed a bunch of people, claimed the boogeyman did it.
So they're implying now that Tim was just insane like I wanted? Was Kate insane too? It's kind of off when you try to give it that angle in the next movie.
I'm gonna lock myself in my room until the morning staff gets here, okay? Problem solved.
Yeah, I really believe that there's morning staff that work there. Darren and Nikki lock themselves in his room, but what Darren forgot was the fact that Nikki is really annoying and has immediate regret, so throws her out.
Oh, thank you for showing every step of him going to get his hand wrapped up, and just when I thought this movie couldn't drag anymore.
This is how we do it, Darren. We conquer our fears by
playing the game.
What you're truly afraid of is opening up. Fearful that if you do, she'll rip your heart right out.
Wow, the boogeyman must have put some real time into memorizing that tape so he could kill Darren with irony. Perhaps that was the most important part.
The boogeyman cuts the power again just so he can flick it back on for the dramatic reveal of...
his fat machine. The boogeyman built a fat machine. There's something I thought I'd never have to say.
Well, pop goes the Nikki, and this leads to an entirely way too long chase and hiding scene from the boogster, and between these acts and the building a that machine, it kinda seems like Boogie Woogie don't have no superpowers this time. Oh, Gabrielle getting electrocuted earlier was apparently the same thing as the shock therapy that happened to her mom. Well, that's not very likely at all, but I guess things are just coming up Boogeyman's deliciously ironic way today. This, of course, leads to an entirely way too long chase and hiding scene from the Boogster. Very sure one of these was more than enough.
Everything's gonna be fine. The police are on their way.
He's right behind you! He's right behind you! Look! Look!
Not behind me!
Yes, he is!
He doesn't exist!
Yes, he does!
Was there a point to him somehow really quickly hiding in this hallway to do that? Nope? Okay.
Let's find out who you really are.
No.
No. It's not true. That's impossible.
Search your feelings. You know it to be true.
Okay, they made a real killer this time instead of a supernatural boogeyman. After they made all the kills way too elaborate for a real person to have pulled off.
He would have had to find some way to break in and out of this hospital, which is something the people working here don't even know how to do, and he's a really good cleaner.
It's almost like this movie is made in response to anyone who thought the first movie would work better if it all been in his head. And they said, yeah, we'll show you how poorly that can be done as well.
Oh, Henry remembers Jigsaw locking him in the closet and seeing the boogeyman, with this supposedly being the reason he's gone all killer now.
So that's one pretty terrible hospital. They turned someone who's just overly scared of everything into a murderer.
And if we're to take it this is the real boogeyman taking over his mind or something, then we've just further undermined this whole real killer bit, and it makes no sense for the boogeyman to do that anyway.
I can help you.
Like you always have. I'm your older brother. I should have been taking care of you.
And now I'll really take care of you. 'Cause I need to wait until you were in therapy to kill you. I'm sure glad this all worked out this way, or else my nonsense plan wouldn't have come together.
I'm completely cured.
Oh, jeez. I wonder why he would do that now.
Jigsaw dies, and then Laura stabs Henry, yeah, it's really him, through the throat. Okay, once the police are there, we get the not-so-shocking reveal that it was really Gabrielle she killed. But does the movie ever try to play this like it's a shock? They even insult her intelligence and flash back with dramatic music to Henry putting the mask on her like this wasn't something we figured out already.
I'm just amazed that they made the movie with the real killer far worse than the smash your toys and kill the magical CGI Boogeyman movie. This thing has little to no atmosphere, which they try to make up for with gore. Well, surprise, that doesn't work. This thing just gets really, really dull.
They really quite expertly screwed this concept up. Making the killer a real person in the first movie would have worked a lot better as they had hinted at it, and it would have meant more because it would have been the character we were following. Here they just kind of dropped this on us and it's like, yeah, okay. Henry pretty much had to have superpowers to actually get all these deaths pulled off and remarkable prediction powers. Why he waited for his sister to go to the hospital, which he didn't even know would happen, to kill everyone there is anyone's guess. Also, Gabrielle and Jigsaw are apparently the worst doctors ever.
And it's painfully boring. Did I say that yet? Because it is. It's painfully boring.
I'm the Boogeyman.
I just did this last time.
Yeah, but I'm not a toy. I'm the Boogeyman. For real.
Fine.
Oh, man. Down I go.
Now, let's find out who you really are.
Notice, King, that's not a surprise at all.
You killed me! Well, you killed the part of us that thought it being a real killer would make it a good movie.
Well, technically Boogeyman 2 did that, but yeah. Anyway, see you guys next time for Boogeyman 3. And I hope that made you guys who wanted to see a death again happy. It was sort of one.
I don't like this movie, doesn't look too friendly. This monster seems so fake, my nerves are gonna break. Phelous, don't let me down, you need to be around. Grab that running one up and blast that sing a new one. This movie looks shitty. Phelous, so Phelous, bring a more-time comedy. Oh, Phelous, so Phelous, and some horror movies. Oh, Phelous, so Phelous, I don't care about how you sound. Oh, Phelous, so Phelous, what's your opinion about?
Why must movie always make wrong decision?